What's up, you freaks? How's everybody doing on the pissoning lockdown? Look at this. Not a drug in this man's body. Nothing but a little bit of whiskey. My bipolar nature has been kicking in, and I feel creative, so I tell some stories. Then I go into hiding. High intensity cardio is excellent. I love it. You don't even need an elliptical or treadmill for that. You can do it outdoors. Lenny and I text regularly, and he sends me stuff on Instagram, but no like formal phone conversations. Check out my bike. Not bad. I love it. Biking around. I hit 2 training sessions today. Stuffed my face. You like my Cincinnati Bengals glasses? Let's see. You got water? What's water? 205 is my body weight. It's a Huffy. Huffies go way back. Let's take a look at the bike. It's great. A lot of hills here. Pumps up the quads. Drinking water. Meowman. How's it going? Brosif, the guy, wants to know when the gym's open back up what he should focus on. A heavy powerlifting oriented training for 4 to 6 weeks around the basics of bench, squat, deadlift. Do that, get your strength back. I'm off today, but I am working, thank God, 40 hours a week. I haven't lost a beat. Very, very grateful for that. A lot of people out of work, but I'm not. I did get it at Walmart. Showman. Walmart.com a couple years ago. Do I do intervals on the bike? Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many seconds I'm working, but for the hills, there's many hills here in South Carolina. 20 seconds maybe, and then you hit some flat surface for 30, 40 seconds, maybe longer. Martin the Tank, good meeting you in Vegas. Would you do steroids if you could go back in time? Yeah, I probably would have waited to my mid to late 20s or 30s. But who knows? I think I would have definitely waited a little longer. But I ultimately would have taken them. You need to read Meat is for Pussies by John Joseph from the Crow Mags. Why? Why should I read that? Nothing wrong with eating meat. And I eat plenty of plant-based foods too, and vegetables and fruits. Don't pigeonhole yourself, people. Sergio Tapia Gutierrez. Would you ever do a cheat meal cameo with Jason? Yeah, if he gets his carcass up here. Yeah, I like the Crow Mags. I used to have a cassette tape with the Crow Mags. This is my diet. Jarrett Kurtz, you don't give me enough information about your diet. You just said you eat good. What does that mean? You'd have to give me a detailed what you're eating, how you're sleeping, how you're training. There's not enough information to give you an answer. Do you watch Dark Side of the Ring documentary? Yeah, I love it. Very interesting. The one about Herb Abrams. Geez, we thought we partied hard. I'd never been covered in cocaine and Vaseline like he was, that little midget. Ruan _ Hollywood says, Britain now has half the number of deaths as U.S. from COVID-19. We have less than a fifth of the population. Give us a Meowman opinion. It's multifactorial. How old are the people? They have comorbidities, underlying conditions. It's tough. It's tough to say. You know, I'm not one of the people that says it's a hoax, but there's sinister. It could have been, you know, done willfully by the Chi-Coms. Who knows? We'll never find out. We need to make them suckers pay. But it's to be taken seriously, but not to be living in fear. Nobody should live in fear, regardless of your religious beliefs, if you have faith in God or not. Get to Bard compound and train. What's going on? I'm hanging out here at the park, getting some sunshine. I worked out twice today. I ate 3 big meals. Nah, I'm not going to watch UFC 49. I'm not paying for that. I used to be into it. Andrew, do you have thoughts on Aladdin? Do you think he's using Lenny? No, he's helping him out big time. Lenny's, you know, out of work at the moment. I think he has good intentions. Can you give us good tips for infiltrating? Where, like gay and tranny bars? Nobody's going to attack you. There's so many homophobes. I've been getting questioned about whether I like trannies, and one guy said, you guys were always in gay places. What's always? 3 to 4 occasions Lenny and I went together in 20 years? Maybe 5 if you count Vegas. It's a few laughs. I'm secure in my heterosexuality. I'm not afraid of those, you know. They come on you, but they're not going to attack you. I like to see, you know, different cultures and lifestyles here and there. Tommy Cass from the UK, how's it going? Can you leave live up for 24 hours? Yeah, last time I did, and it seemed to disappear, but somebody got it and put it on YouTube. But I always try to leave it up, but I thought maybe it was something I said that Instagram took it down without me knowing. But I always leave them up for you guys. I don't care. I don't do this for money. It's to connect with you guys, the viewers. If you were eating correctly, you wouldn't be taking meds. It's debatable. It's debatable. Any diet's going to reduce that plaque. Some say a plant-based, carnivore. I don't care. I don't have a problem taking meds if you have to take them. But I agree. The diet maybe contributed to my condition, but a lot of gear. Anti-estrogens are really bad on the cardiovascular system, as is cutting drugs. Can you take Trenolone if you're out of testosterone? I did before. I used to make it in Florida out of the kits, the pellets. You'd filter it. It was a long process, but we'd get the Phenoplex pellets and filter down with sesame oil. And at the time, I was going through tough times, and I wanted to keep taking stuff. That's all I took, and I was fine. Do you think we are going towards a cyberpunk society, high technology, high poverty? Seems to be going that way. Do you like the band Death? Yeah, I used to have a cassette. Death Symbolic was the name of it. Rumor is Jason bottomed for a tan. Wouldn't surprise me if anything that guy does. I live in South Carolina, Greenville. All states are enemies of common people. Don't be afraid, Jesus Christ, that's right. Thinking about running MK677. What's your thoughts on MK677? I took it about 2 or 3 times. Can't say I saw anything from it, but I was using other things. It's supposed to be a GH secretagogue and improve appetite and sleep and skin. Worth a shot. I don't think it's going to harm you in any way. As part of something, a stack, it has a purpose, I think. Are you worried about Lenny's drug use? What kind of drugs? Gear or rec drugs? I mean, he's 50. Yeah. You can only go to the well one too many times. I mean, things I think get riskier as you get older. Just needs to be smart about it, you know. Get his blood sugar under control and watch his blood pressure. I don't think he has insurance, but a big thing is he's got the CPAP now. Good sleep is very important. And I honestly think the years I went undiagnosed with sleep apnea contributed to plaque in my arteries, because that's horrible for your system. Doing good, Tommy Cass, thanks. Your body heals itself if you eat correctly. You don't need any meds. Where's your citations for that? But I did watch a documentary that eating a lot of plant foods boosts nitric oxide, which helps arteries. So I take organic beets. I eat a big bowl of organic spinach or spring mix every day. Try to eat enough fruits and vegetables. If I had a heart attack or got cancer, I think I would adopt more of a plant-based approach. No, I'm at the old ball field. Would you be a pro wrestler in today's era? I'm more of a throwback, 80s, 90s. I would have fit in better. Is DIM safe for natty? Yeah, it's found in foods like broccoli and Brussels sprouts and cauliflower. What are your go-to strategies to diet down? Start some cardio, some fasting cardio. Just stick with basics, you know, little to no eating out. You're preparing your own food. So for me, it was like oats, sweet potatoes, red potatoes, rice, egg whites, couple whole eggs, lean red meat, fish, chicken breast, turkey breast. Build your diet around that. If you're more meticulous, the better. You could journal things and track, so you could like remove some carbs if you hit a wall as far as leaning out. You know, pull some carbs, add some cardio, things like that. Yeah, I take lisinopril for high blood pressure. Think you might ever go on gear again? Maybe TRT one day. I feel great. Getting good sleep. I hit heavy back this morning. I hit biceps, jump rope, I rode my bike. Washed my car. I feel great. Excellent. Who and what is Johnny Sins? What cycle were you on when you benched 650? A lot of test, Anadrol or Dianabol, I don't remember, and some Deca. Then the day of the bench meet, we did ephedrine, Tren pellets under the tongue, and methyl test. What do you think about a test cycle to get the lost COVID gains back? Don't jump right into it. First, if you're not lifting weights, which I would assume you're probably not, you haven't touched weights, you can't get into the gyms. Get a good training base, natural, for 6 to 8 weeks, and then go back on. Opinion on Ostarine and LGD. I never saw a thing from either of them. How come on the podcast Lou insisted the MK677 put 15 pounds of muscle on you? Yeah, I mean, it was part of a stack I did. Like I said, I don't know by itself what it does, but with the Rad 140 and that, I got pretty good gains. Yeah, I like the Deftones. Do you think if you had kept up powerlifting and benching, you would have had the all-time world bench record? What is it? What's the raw Ironman, like what I did? And I'll tell you if you come up with the number. I do think I would have got over 700. I mean, this is under the assumption I'm staying injury-free. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't have hit 700 eventually. And injury-free, yeah. If it's like 715, 720, I don't know what it is. I think I could, but it's just my word. I mean, it doesn't mean shit now. I'll never be able to do it. But if I had stood injury-free and kept at it, yeah, I would have hit over 700 easy. Do you like trance music, like EDM, techno, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty, some of it. I don't like to listen to it too long. It gets monotonous. How much did you learn from Lenny back in the day? Well, a lot. I mean, when we started training together, just about stuffing the calories in, getting back into the heavy basic movements. Different life lessons, believe it or not, as kooky as we both are. You know, he gave me some good advice on things. Look at how your body heals itself when you cut yourself. So many things have to come together inside your body at the same time. Does celibacy increase your focus in the gym? I mean, if you're horny beyond belief and you can't focus, but if you use it as a tool and harness it, you know, that sexual energy you're not letting out, yeah, it helps your focus. And then you think about girls rejecting you like I do, yeah, it helps my focus. Does Lenny dislike Mexicans? No, there was a kid we met in Vegas he liked. He met us at the gym. We went in that powerlifting gym. No, I mean, I don't see why he'd dislike anybody. What symptoms first made you go out and get your heart checked for a plaque? No symptoms, that's it. That's just it. It's like blood pressure is said to be the silent killer. All this plaque I have no shortness of breath, thank God, no chest pain. With all that plaque in there, I just did it because I did some research on it. I watched The Widowmaker on YouTube and decided I better get it checked out because it runs in the family and with all the juice I took. And I told myself if it was low or zero, I would continue to try to get a pro card. But as high as it is, with a number that people said they've never seen that high, I was like, I better call it a day. 3 eggs a day is fine. I think it's a myth that you get all this cholesterol from your diet. Refined carbs and sugars are worse if you're sedentary. I'm sure it affects you if you're lifting weights, but your body's better at using it for stored glycogen and when you're lifting and expending energy. But people that are lazy, don't exercise at all, and are eating sugars and carbs, I think that does more damage to your arteries than an egg or red meat or some olive oil or some good butter. Yep, GHB was the go-to. Would you rather spend Thanksgiving with Nate and Livia or Jane and Jason? I only met Livia once, the little German girl. You'd get more laughs with Jason and Jane than the other two. How do you feel about the Hillary Clinton and Pizzagate? Yeah, I saw that. Somebody sent it to me. Pretty disgusting what went on at that island. And it's covered up by the mainstream media. Hillary should be behind bars. We knew way back when in the 90s with the Clinton Chronicles VHS tape how crooked they were. With some good supplements for heart health. A good omega-3 supplement. Make sure you have like 1 gram of actual combined EPA and DHA. Or you can take krill oil. They say that's better for cholesterol. Either or, unless you eat a lot of salmon or fatty fish. Ubiquinol, CoQ10 is good. Niacin helps with cholesterol if you don't want to do statins. Red yeast rice works like a statin. I think turmeric with curcumin is good for inflammation, to lower C-reactive protein. What else? Resveratrol is good. Pomegranate is good for your arteries. Hawthorn berry, Arjuna. Thoughts on Genova being on Grindr? I don't know what that is. Can you run MK677 long term? I wouldn't. Cycle it just like anything else, I think. Thoughts on Thor's 1,105-pound deadlift? It's pretty impressive, even though it wouldn't fly in the organizations because he had straps, but nonetheless, he's impressive. He's very lean, not lean like a bodybuilder, but lean. He's not like a fat-ass powerlifter. He's got a V taper, kind of like Brian Shaw, very impressive. Julius Maddox hit a 770 raw. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could have done that, but did he have a belt and straps and a singlet and an arch? Still, you know, not saying I could have done that, but I would have hit over 7. Met Lenny at the gym, yeah. Stick the compound and cables all together. When you're getting back into the gym after this whole thing's over with, yeah, I would stick to compound movements. But cables have their, you know, their niche too. Cod liver oil is good, yeah. You know anyone who had a rough time with Xanax? No, I heard the withdrawal symptoms are bad. I don't know anybody that used it that much except for back in high school, but what are some red flags to look out for in women? Things that signify impulsive behavior like tattoos and bad spending habits. Pay attention, you know, they little white lies. It's a lot to deal with many of them. You have to really play the game and just block it out. You know, you'll get your fair share from them. Just play the game with them. But like I said, the impulsive behavior, drug use, alcoholism, dig into their family history. Is their parents divorced? What's her relationship like with her father? If she respects her dad, that's a good sign. That's a good place to go off of. You don't want, you know, when it's gossiping about people and talks bad about people. When you go out on a date, she's nagging the waiter or waitress and bitching at them and stuff like that. It's a red flag. That's just a few you could look out for. Cod liver oil is a good supplement, but I prefer omega-3 fish oils. Cod liver's a little lower in EPA and DHA, but it's got vitamin A and D. Yeah, I had a hernia, ventral and umbilical. I didn't have any pain, but I had to get surgery because it was in my stomach. What's the lifting goal, size goal moving forward? It's hard to say. I still do intermittent fasting, and some days for like 20 hours. Just an increase in strength is the thing now. I mean, and just keep my weight down, which I like. My waist is smaller than it's been in a while. Work on mobility so I can get back to deadlifting and squat. Get my glutes and lower back very strong and core, and be able to focus on the heavy compounds again. I really don't care about what I weigh. I look pretty good, pretty lean. You can see my abs. I got good vascularity. So just focus on strength and mobility. Alpha Brain, you ever take it? Only the little packets of powder. I like it. It's a decent supplement for a nootropic effect without any stimulants. Would you use any steroids in the future? I would maybe look into TRT one day. But I feel better overall now than when I was on, yeah. Sleeping better, breathing better. My blood work is probably really good right now. So a lot of stuff you don't really feel good when you're a heavy body weight. It felt good in the gym, you know, you got the adrenaline going and everything like that, and you're moving weights, so it's a euphoria, but just walking around day to day that big, it gets uncomfortable. But it was good at the time because those were my goals, but now I feel a lot better. Go check out Tom Hanks' Instagram. People are hammering the guy in the comments. Yeah, because he posted something about his old typewriter that said Corona. And he's got like symbolic messages about playing cards with his wife. I saw some YouTube video. It's all about the Hollywood elite, how evil they are, and how it's tied in with all this. Who knows? It was interesting. A weird video, but he just happened to post that after he said he was positive for the coronavirus. He hit some typewriter he took a picture of, and it said Corona. Thoughts on peptides like TB500? Yeah, it's for good for healing. The that and BPC, what is it, 157? A lot of people get good results with that stuff. Yeah, I've been watching Lenny's YouTube channel. I sent you a pic I took with you guys in Vegas. Nice. Victor Richards, freakiest bodybuilder of all time. Do you agree? One of the freakiest, definitely. Very massive guy. I never saw him in person, but I heard he was very impressive. Do you take collagen? Yeah, I'll take the peptides here and there. And sometimes type 2 collagen from chicken is supposed to be good for your cartilage. What should I do to get to repping out 225? Just get stronger on bench in general. You know, work a variety of rep ranges. Maybe, you know, once every week or two you can rep out on it and see if you've improved. But as your bench gets stronger, if you're able to bench 315 for 10 and then 365 for 10, your 225 is going to go up. Where's your mask? Andrew, in UK gyms going to be closed in another 6 months. Advice on training with limited access to equipment. Can you get a weight vest or bands, any type of resistance? Get to a rock quarry, you can do overhead presses. Just you have to really improvise. But you can really pound yourself without the weights. I mean, do super high reps on body weight stuff. And if you have a partner, you know, a little kid or something, put them on your back when you're doing push-ups. You could progress into handstand push-ups. If you can do pull-ups, you know, find a way to get some little extra resistance. You can stay in shape and you can maintain your size. You may lose a little over 6 months, but just eat right, sleep right, and high-frequency training with whatever you can do. Is my heart health better now? Yeah, I'm sure it is. That plaque isn't going anywhere. I have to take meds for it, but you know, if I would have kept going down the route I was going, who knows? Could be deceased by now. Liver tablets, yeah, Lenny loves the liver tablets. It's high in iron and B12. Never date a woman with kids. Yeah, I concur. You can have a little fun with them, but anything, you know, long term, you're asking for it. Who do you think would win a fight, Hamburg or Big Lou? I don't know. They're both tough guys. It's hard to say. Big Lou's a notorious fighter from Palm Beach County. He's been in brawls in the bars and clubs, but yeah, I mean, hopefully they could patch things up. No need for that. Worst job I ever had. When I was 15, working in a pet shop, cleaning shit out of the kennels. Did you ever have regret switching from powerlifting to bodybuilding? Yeah, I should have went a little further, like we just talked about with my bench. Maybe entered a push-pull meet because my deadlift was pretty solid. So I should have really shot for 700 or more and then switched. What is the weirdest thing a woman wanted you to do to her in bed? Probably choke them, but I wasn't about to put my full force into it. And this little whip thing, the girl wanted to be whipped. We talked about like the peeing in the shower thing. That's about the extent of it. Any MILFs checking you out at that field? Nah, there's nobody out here. What should I do if somebody gives me a dirty look? Ask him, why don't you take a fucking picture? Ooh, Jason Genova's a catcher. Have you seen him benefit to fasted cardio? Yeah, I know Greg Doucette said he doesn't advocate for fasted cardio. He tells people to eat something because they'll have better energy for cardio. But yeah, I always like to start my day doing that when I was getting ready for contests, and Probably helps with blood sugar, stimulates your appetite. I mean, you can take things like BCAAs or glutamine or vitamin C, but just supposedly after 20 minutes, your body taps into fat reserves as you're going as a steady state in cardio. So that's where supposedly you lose a lot of better fatty acids that way. Do you think it's safe for gyms to open? Depends where. I mean, it'd be hard for them to police people, if they're sick from coming in or not. You could, have people checking temps, but they say a lot of people have it and are asymptomatic. There's no way to know unless they've gotten tested for it. So, and then how can you limit people? Who are you going to tell you can come in the gym today and some you can't come in? I mean, I don't know. But in Georgia, they opened. Here in South Carolina, no, not yet. But I mean, if people are generally healthy, and it's just like anything, if they don't fear it, then go out and do it. It's something they want to do. If somebody doesn't feel safe, they don't have to go. They can continue doing stuff like what I'm doing out here. But I would go. I go at off hours where there's not a lot of people anyway. So. Any plans to link up with the Misfits after this is over? Yeah, who knows? Somewhere down the road. Seth Merck's gym open Monday. Members only. What was your max bench natural? I'm 185, 20 years old, and my best bench was 315 for 4. That's pretty good. I don't know. I don't remember. That might be better than what I did natural way back when. I did like 300 natural in high school, but I hopped on the gear pretty quick. When will Lenny admit he's gay? He's not gay, he's perverted. I've known Lenny 20 years. I've never seen a guy come across us or him hit on a guy. Not a tranny, but a guy or a gay man. Never. So, technically, yeah, the tranny thing is gay because penises are involved. I don't know what he's doing with them, but he's not attracted to males, to masculine males, to butch gays, lesbians. He likes, lady boys. They have a penis. It's weird. It's perverted. It's like something out of medieval, something out of a Milton's book, Dante's Inferno or something. It's just something really perverted, phallic, cultish. Would you ever recommend 1,000-calorie deficit? Yeah, gradually working into that, but not right off the bat. I don't clean off the bench machines after using. How's the training been? Pomps just got his black belt in Kung Fu. Heard that 24-hour fitness was still charging people after closing down. Yeah, they are scumbags if they're doing that. Everybody else is freezing memberships. He's banged the skinny man in the restroom. Ooh. Best way to dispose of a body. Fish fat. He fucked him in a club. His name was Kia. Oh yeah, did he talk about that on one of the podcasts? He choked him. I don't know. Anyway, my 30 minutes is up here, people. Have a good day. Hope I gave you some good insight, some real gems here in the little episode. I'm going to try to keep it up for 24 hours. And you guys can view it later, or somebody, Chuck E. Cheese Ranch will put it on YouTube, I'm sure. But I'm signing out. Meowman signing out from the park.